What's cracking, film buffs? Straight Shooter again here at Team Sound Studios for another review today. The spoiler review will be of Monster House. Yes, it is an old movie that for some reason I've never seen before. I couldn't even tell you when it came out, so we're going to call this a retro review today or something like that. So, it's an animated movie. It stars voice talents like Jon Heder, Spencer Locke, Steve Buscemi, Jason Lee, and so many other voice talents. I could be here for like a couple minutes naming all of the famous voices that are in this movie. It's about this house, obviously. The house seems to have a mind of its own. It's where this old man lives, and he lives alone there. And what happens is it ends up devouring people that are on the lawn or by the curb or anyone that gets close enough to it. There's this group of kids who are the stars of the movie that are across the street, and they notice a lot of strange things going on, like things and people disappearing. And the old man that lives there, seems crazy to them, but it turns out he just wants people to stay away from the house because he doesn't want anything to happen to anyone. As the movie goes on, we found out that the house is possessed by the spirit of his dead wife. The kids go to investigate and find a bunch of things around the property, and they manage to get inside the house without waking it up, and they find a lot of things inside, and there are people inside as well, and the house wakes up and it tries to kill them, but they escape, and there's this scene where the house moves and walks on its own and goes after them, but they convince the old man to free the spirit of the dead wife from the house, and that's what happens. And the house is no more. The old man is free from, the spirit of his dead wife, and he can live the rest of his life. The other thing is, there's an end credit scene where they show everyone that was taken by the house to come out of where they were. I guess it was like a holding area. And I guess it makes sense because, it's kind of like, it's an animated movie, it's kind of horror, but the audience still obviously comprised of kids, and they didn't want to show something too dark like everyone that was in there had died. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I honestly enjoyed the movie. It's rare that you see an animated movie that isn't just pandering toward their kid audience. And it felt like this movie had enough adult humor and stuff in it where that I could enjoy. It didn't feel like Saturday morning cartoons. There was charm in it, and there was also, like I said earlier, horror, but light horror. I guess the moral of the story is not everything is as it seems. And sometimes something that seems monstrous or evil, like the house, really just needs help. Like her spirit was trying to move on, and she couldn't because she was so wronged by the way she died and everything, and by the way people treated her when she was alive. Her husband was the only thing that she had really in her life, so that's why she kept him there, but she was also destroying him at the same time. I don't know, it was an interesting story, the backstory to the house and the wife, and it made it interesting enough that I enjoyed the movie. It made for an interesting premise, and it made the movie enjoyable and not so kid-friendly. Even though kids could watch the movie, they wouldn't be traumatized because it was like PG or PG-13 or whatever it was. But at the same time, adults could watch it and enjoy it. So how I see it, I give the movie a B+. Yeah. And I would definitely recommend anyone who's into action movies or even just horror movies that aren't horror. If you like suspense, if you like thrills, and if you like a little bit dark but not too much, then this is probably a good movie for you. So anyway, knocking them out of the park today. That's number 3. I got 2 more for you. Straight Shooter coming right back.